Everybody loves a good mail day, and today that's exactly what I'm doing. A big mail day that I have been really looking forward to, or multiple mail days. You'll see what we're talking about. So let's get right into the mail. Welcome to the most passionate content for card collectors on YouTube and possibly the whole entire internet. As usual, I am your host, Jake Roy, 90s B-Ball Cards here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and coming soon to a TikTok near you once again. So, a little bit slow on there. But anyway, so today, like I said, we're going to be doing some mail days. So over on Instagram, if you're not following me over there yet, please do. You'll be seeing a lot of stuff. I'm very active on Instagram. So I, from time to time, will do a live mail day. I'll open some of the mail and, spend some time answering questions, chatting, listening to some music, having some fun. So I'll open some of my mail days live and kind of share some of the reasons and stories or whatever around the cards that I'm getting. And what I like about them or whatnot. So I've been incredibly busy over the last month or so, probably even longer than that. Work, family, so much stuff, also trying to produce videos on a regular basis, and I haven't been able to go live in a couple of weeks. So I've got some mail built up over that time that I said, you know what, let's do something a little bit more long format and do that on YouTube. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to bust into some of this mail. I'm going to share with you what I've gotten, tell you some of the reasons why I've gotten some of the cards, and so on and so forth. And then if you like this, maybe I can get some of those videos that I've done over on the live streams on Instagram and get them up here. But also, like I said, follow me on Instagram so you can see those live streams when I do those. And like I said, we can interact a little bit more there as well. So some fun stuff to be seen on a lot of the platforms. So yeah, let's get right into this mail. I'm really excited for some of these pieces. I've been long waiting those arriving in my PC and getting those in there, so can't wait. Alright, so here we go. You can see a whole bunch of mail, no shortage of mail, which is par for the course. Right, so I'm going to put some of these off to the side so we can kind of keep things a little bit more neat and organized, and I'll push some of these over. You've got to get out the trusty scissors. Again, if you've seen on Instagram, sometimes some of these are a little bit of a lesson in packing. And the other thing too is sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes you get a package and it's not what you had purchased, which is a bummer. But one of the tricks or the keys that I've learned from our friend Brian Wells over at Ship My Cards is if you video record it, if there's any issues with an eBay seller, it is all on video. There's no questions. If you say, hey, I purchased this card, you can clearly see that, and I didn't get it, and this is the packaging. So save you some hassle with that. So anyway, some of these might take a little bit longer than others to open because of the packaging, and sometimes you'll see the tape, a little bit of a pet peeve. But we've got the eBay standard envelope. These are a little bit easier to crack into, so let's start with that. All right, this is a fun one here. So we have got the 2000-2001 UD Slam. This is the silver or the extra strength one. There is another level, but I love UD Slam. You guys know I love acetate. So this whole base set, this is a base set parallel. The whole base set is all acetate cards, and all the inserts are also acetate cards. So it's the only set that has all of the cards in the entire set are all acetate. So really cool stuff there. I love it. Something I would love to get a box and rip open, but just not easy to find. It wasn't, the largest production run. So these are each numbered as 500 for the silver. They also have a little bit of a die cut on each end. So I have opened some packs, I think, in one of the first season or two on the channel. So if you're looking for that, go and check that out. I don't see too many pack openings of these, so definitely a fun thing there if you like acetates, if you like die cuts, if you like all the stuff I do. This is a duplicate for me, but one I was happy to get. And someday I'll get the extra strength 2 or the gold. I did have a chance in a trade, and I passed on it for a different card, so that's all right. All right, masking tape, always better than Scotch tape. Not as good as painter's tape. Painter's tape's always best in my book. That's the other thing. You get stuff stuck all over the place. You're doing mail days. All right. A beauty for sure. The electrifying penny. You know, and I really appreciate the way that the seller packaged this as well. So kudos to you. But you've probably seen some of my most recent PSA. I had 2 of these I sent off. This is just a card I can't get enough of. So if I see one that pops up for a price that seems a little bit too good to be true, I have no problem grabbing it. And if it looks like it's in good condition, now I've got an SGC 9 and 2 PSA 9s I can use as a comparison for condition and see if this is in similar or better condition. In all honesty, when you're working with 9s in just about any company, it is very hard to detect those flaws to the naked eye. So usually looking for pretty microscopic stuff. Beautiful, beautiful cards there. This one is this one's got some heft to it. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, so Keith Van Horn, something you're probably not expecting to see from me. So we've got here a Topps Finest. This is a gold refractor. So you flip it over onto the back and it is numbered to 100. You know, I really enjoy those. And you see here the exceptional. There are 3 levels, the red being the base, and then this is the green. So you flip it over on the back, numbered to 500. There's also a blue version. Memory serves me correctly, is numbered to 250. So I didn't have any greens, wanted to get one, and here we go. And I think there might actually be another green coming up soon, so we'll see. Not Scotch tape, but definitely not tape I enjoy using, but at least it cuts easily. So here we go with a penny. This is a first day issue rookie of penny. So this is a duplicate for me, but again, I don't mind picking up duplicates of PC guys when the price is right, because then I can compare the condition and you know, see which one I want to keep for the long term, or if I want to grade one, all that kind of stuff. So again, another duplicate. I think I'd have to look at my checklist, but I'm pretty sure I have at least 1 copy of every single penny rookie card. You know, that was not the collegiate, but the NBA rookies. So I like the card saver. Somebody that knows how I like to keep my collection there. All right. This is one of the ones I have been looking forward to. So if you know me and my football allegiance, I am a Packers fan, and Brett Favre and Reggie White were the 2 reasons why, and Brett Favre is still my favorite Packer quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, definitely nothing to be ashamed of having currently. But this here is the capture the action game view. There's also a basketball component. You get a little like film cell there. You flip it over on the back, and these are numbered to just 100 each. Number 84 out of 100. So Randy Moss game jersey number, whatever. Not that that really adds anything to this card specifically, but very rare cards, both for the basketball and the football. And when I can pick up something that's PC. You know, Brett Favre is definitely PC, not that I actively pursue his stuff, but when something pops up that's rare like this, numbered to 100, I have no problem grabbing that, especially, I can't remember what the price was, but it was pretty inexpensive. So, you know, when I got this, you know, this is a couple weeks ago, you know, football's still pretty low, but it was even lower then. People weren't really looking at football, so good time to strike. It's starting to pick back up a little bit. People are starting to talk about football a little bit as we're starting to get into some of the preseason stuff is going to start kicking up pretty soon here. All right, we got painter's tape. This is a unique configuration here, but I can't say I like it. All right, so this is a really cool card. We'll take the painter's tape off here, so we can see the whole effect of the card. So here we've got a 0405 hard court. This is clear commemorative, so it's an autographed card of Lamar Odom. So you may know Lamar Odom, you know, he's definitely on my PC pyramid, but I love a good acetate autograph. You know, some people love a shadow box. I like those too, but acetates where you can see right through them, I think are just really cool, because not because you see them through them, you see the autograph on the back too. I just think they're really cool looking. So always happy to add a new Lamar Odom to my collection. Again, you know, I like to focus on his more rare cards, his autograph stuff, or rookies. So those are the type of things of Lamar Odom. Typically, I focus on just his Clippers, but you know, I make some exceptions for Lakers and Miami as well at times too. So really cool one. Really excited to get that one. All right, now moving on to some of the bigger packages here. I always like to try to figure out where the card is, because using the scissors to get into these packages, I don't want to damage them. All right, something you'll also see sometimes people will throw some freebies in there as filler, you know, kind of add some buffer or protection for the card, just a little added insurance. Sometimes you get some fun stuff. I have received a package where somebody gave me a rookie card of Trevor Lawrence and Trey Lance, so definitely not throwaways in that sense. But here we go with the blue. So I mentioned, you know, the green I didn't have one of, and we've got the blue here of Lamar Odom. And you flip it over on the back, it is numbered to 250. So really happy to get this. The first card from the set that I ever got was actually a Christmas gift for my dad, and it was the Lamar Odom red. And I thought it was just really cool. It's really cool how the red plays with the Clippers jersey, but the blue also plays with the Clippers jersey. 99-2000, so it is also a rookie card of Lamar Odom. You know, and this set is one of those it seems to be holding its place in popularity for a lot of collectors because I think of the aesthetics, but also the scarcity with the serial numbering. Not the, you know, 250 and 500, definitely not the rarest when it comes to serial numbered cards, especially from the 90s, but you know, something a little bit extra to add to it, you know, and people call these kind of like a poor man's jambalaya. You know, don't know how poor of a man, you know, because some of these cards get very pricey, but there's speculation as to what the print run would be for Jambalaya if they were to have put serial numbering on them, and in these you already have that known. So kind of a cool thing also to think about. If they had serial numbered Jambalaya, would they be even more valuable than they are today? You know, we'll never know, but really cool stuff. Really enjoy these cards. Another great Lamar Odom dad. All right, a couple more Keith Van Horns. I know you're questioning why I'm getting Keith Van Horns right now, but so here we've got the Team Finest Blue Refractor. Flip it over on the back, numbered to 150. And this is a set that has a lot of different colors and refractor variants. Trying to get one of each is very difficult. Trying to get a PC player for each, you know, Allen Iverson and Vince Carter are really the two guys I like to get the most. One of the problems that I have with Vince Carter, though, is because I like them with the film on, of course, Vince Carter's face ends up right in the film, which I don't like. So Allen Iverson is the guy that I prefer in the set, and his stuff gets a lot of eyeballs, more than I care to pay for at times. So sometimes getting guys like Keith Van Horn, you know, works out better, and the blue works for the Nets. So you know, again, numbered to 150. These ones don't come up too often, so more Keith Van Horn than you're probably ever going to see from me. But the next one here is the Biographics numbered to 100. And this is one of those that, again, there's a couple of different parallels. I have missed out on a couple of PC players multiple times. So there are all three, Penny, KG, and Iverson are in this set. So no shortage of guys to go after. But they, again, just don't come up often. And I've been, you know, the second in bidding more than I care to admit for when my PC guys do come up. So it's unfortunate, but at least I have this as a placeholder for now. And then you know, once I've gotten my PC guy, I can move this on to maybe a Keith Van Horn collector or a set collector of that set. So. All right, interesting here with something in a piece of paper towel. Okay, this is different. This is very different. All right, so here we've got the UD or Upper Deck Diamond Vision. This is also the Signature Moves Parallel. So you know, the base set looked like this, but just without that facsimile autograph. The facsimile autograph is for the Signature Moves Parallel, and this is one of those that I just think is kind of cool. Very 90s. It's not something you see people share. It doesn't share very well in a picture on Instagram. You really need to see it in person even. It doesn't show well on camera at all, the moves and the action in there. But anyway, a couple of pennies that I don't have. There's also a Dunk Vision. That's one that I'm still trying to get. Again, they don't pop up a ton. They aren't, you know, the most sought after cards, but something I need to get into. A penny sleeve, and they are pretty thick because of that lenticular stuff on the top, or, you know, it's a plastic coat essentially that makes that lenticular work. So something I need to get protected. Let's put that somewhere safe here. A couple more Iversons. So here we've got one of the basketball rookies, not that big of a deal, but the real reason why I got this lot, you know, I like the signature moves, but you know, I love the build your own cards, and here we've got one of the ones that's actually harder to find. So this front, if I remember correctly, when you're going to send it in, this was front number 2, which is one of the less popular ones. Might be the least popular one. So for people who are trying to collect the set or trying to collect for their player, it is the one that gets the most excitement, because it's just one that doesn't show up a lot. And there aren't as many of these fronts out there. So, and it doesn't really matter what the back is, you know, when you're looking at the front, but you can see this is a low serial numbered one, number 49 out of 250. So a little bit of history for those that don't remember or haven't seen some of the videos where I've talked about these and why I love them. So 99 2000 hoops, you could get a little booklet, a little pamphlet, for lack of a better term. And in there, those were 1 in 4 packs. You could then take that, and it would be for a specific player that's in the set. There's 10 players in the set, and you could pick from 3 fronts and 3 backs. You could send it in, and then you also designate your second choice of front and back for the card, and you'd send it in with a money order, if I remember correctly, to the Fleer Skybox company, and assuming that yours got in before the deadline, they would fulfill it, and they would fulfill it while supplies lasted. So what that means is when you put in your first choice, if they still had those, they would give you that, but they would only produce 250 of each combination. So if your first choice had already gotten 250 out the door, you're going to go to your second choice, and maybe they try to give you, you know, a combination that gives you your first choice front and your second choice back, if they still have those, so on and so forth. So by giving them 2 fronts and 2 backs as your first choice, second choice, you know, you're giving them a couple of options, but they know which ones you want the most. Again, they would produce as many as they could while supplies lasted, assuming that you got them in before the deadline, but some of them got redeemed at a higher clip than others. Like I said, for this front, these ones didn't get redeemed as much. So to say that there are 250 of each one, it depends on the player, but probably not. Certain players also got redeemed more than other players. So the most popular players at that point in time that were in that set, Vince Carter and Kobe Bryant, there are a ton of them. Shaq, there's a good amount of. Allen Iverson, there's a little bit fewer of. Kevin Garnett, there are fewer of. But some of the players like Keith Van Horn, we've talked about, for set collectors and player collectors, are incredibly hard to come by. So it is not out of the realm of possibility to see a Keith Van Horn come up for auction and see that Keith Van Horn, regardless of the front or the back of the build your own card, go for anywhere between $300 and $500 in a raw condition. So, you know, this Allen Iverson is not as expensive as the Keith Van Horn, which some people would say that makes no sense. Shaq's not as expensive as Keith Van Horn. It all comes down to how rare it is. So when it says it's numbered to 250, that does not mean that 250 of these were printed. And so, where there being 3 fronts and 3 backs, there are 9 combinations for each player. You know, so really cool set. Something that I redeemed a few myself, Allen Iverson being one that I still have all of the materials from when I redeemed. You know, my brother and I redeemed as many as we could before the deadline. So Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, we got a number of. I did have a Keith Van Horn, which I sold to a Keith Van Horn collector a while back. You know, we've got Tim Duncan, a whole bunch of guys, but fun stuff there. Anyway, that's enough of the story behind that one. All right, here we go. Another player that you might be surprised to see. 2 cards in here. So, Kerry Kittles, yes. So here we've got the SP Authentic Sign of the Times. This is 97.98. This is the first year that they did the Sign of the Times, so a really cool set. And they also had a die cut version. I don't remember the distinction between the one that had the die cut on the, obviously you got die cut on the top here. There was one that was also die cut along the bottom. There were also trade versions of the cards that weren't packed out as autograph that you have to submit in later. You know, a really cool set, Sign of the Times through the years, but I really love having some from the first. The other one that I have is Mookie Blaylock. There's no Penny in the set, but there is a Jordan. Some people don't like this one as much, you know, especially compared to the other autographs that are options from this time period, or even the Sign of the Times, just because the window for the autograph is much smaller than a lot of other ones. So aesthetically, this is supposed to be an, you know, autograph forward card. The autograph isn't as big, but still something cool. You know, want to get the Kittles. These are affordable. And then the other one I got of Kerry Kittles is titanium. And you might be asking yourself, why? You know, I already have the Penny. But so interesting thing with a lot of the titaniums, they get considered as shadow cards of players, and they, you know, they sell like they are. So for the Penny, for example, it is considered a Jordan shadow card, so it has retained a lot more value than certain other cards in the set because of that. And this one here with Kerry Kittles, you can clearly see Penny is prominently in the shadow of it. So this is going to be kind of like a fringe Penny PC card for me. I think it's just kind of something fun. So, you know, not ashamed of Kerry Kittles. He was fun to watch, but there are some reasons why. It's more about the set and the shadow. I'm not a big shadow collector, but you know, sometimes there's cool stuff like that I'll grab for the right price. All right, yes. This is what I have been waiting for. You know, there's some other good stuff coming, but this is one that I am really, really excited for. And there's actually two cards in here. So the first one here, I'm going to hold that one off to the side, is the 99-2000 Topps Gallery. This is the player's private issue of Allen Iverson. So these are the parallel versions. You flip it over on the back, it is numbered 250, but this is number 1 of 250. You know, so when I'm getting a serial number card, it is always fun to get the first of the print run, the jersey number, and all that kind of stuff. And I know you're probably gonna kill me in the comments and say you've had Penny jersey numbered that are numbered 1 and you traded them away, and you know, we can hash that discussion out. I'm still happy with the trade I made, but again, whenever I can acquire one, you know, I think it's something cool, and it also is one that just for player collectors, for set collectors, it holds a premium. So, you know, it makes sense to have those in your collection. If you're looking to make trades, sometimes you can get a little bit more. You know, I could trade this card for, you know, a different numbered counterpart, maybe number 7 out of 250, and you'd expect that I'd get something extra in return for the number 1 out of 250. Not a guarantee, but just something that, you know, a lot of collectors do prioritize. So something that I think is cool. I've always really enjoyed the player's private issue of Topps Gallery, you know, and this Allen Iverson, I think, has some really cool photos. You know, I love those dual photo cards that do it well. So, you know, that jumper there, you know, kind of the fadeaway that he's doing over the Knicks reminds me of some of the playoffs runs that he's had. You know, a lot of fun memories with Iverson and the Sixers. And then the big one here we've got is the Diamond Dominance Emerald or Green of Penny. So this one, you flip it over onto the back, and it is numbered to 100. And this is one that I honestly didn't think I'd ever really get in my collection. There's only 100 of them, so they don't come up a ton. You know, I have the base version, which is kind of bronze, which, you know, aesthetically I think probably looks actually a little bit better than this one. I don't love the green on this. I don't know why that's the color that they chose, but, you know, it is what it is. But it's just, you know, like I said, it's numbered to 100. It's rare. They don't come up often, and they've been out of my price range for, you know, forever, essentially. I remember the last one that came up that I was watching was probably a little bit over 5 years ago. I'd have to go and, you know, call the archives, but that one went for, you know, significantly more than my budget at that time, and even now it went for more than this one is. And this is one of those cards I think that this is a good time to talk about. A lot of people are talking about, you see a lot of content talking about, you know, the market's down, card prices are dropping, dipping, whatever, yada yada yada. You know, for collectors, you know, like us, I'm assuming, we're all in the same boat here. this is a great time to go and acquire some of those cards if you have the funds available that you've always wanted, that you were maybe priced out of, maybe couldn't find. There's a lot of stuff that is coming for sale now. People are trying to liquidate things. People maybe are getting scared, the bottom's going to fall out type of thing. And I always say it's a good time to buy when prices are lower than they were yesterday. The sage old advice is you buy low, you sell high. It's human nature that when things are dropping, you want to get rid of it, get rid of it before it's down to zero. And when things are going up, you feel like things are going to go up forever. But we know that over the course of history, things are more like a pendulum and swing back and forth. So there are highs and lows, and then, highs and lows will come again. So this is a great time for collectors to go and scoop up some of those cards that are rare and maybe pricier than what we had previously wanted to spend. So that's just kind of my word of advice and wisdom, and this is an example of one of those cards that I never thought I'd be able to get, both because of the scarcity and the price, and it came up, and it was much cheaper than it's been in the past. So happy to have that in my collection, and it's not going anywhere. All right. Okay. This is interesting packaging. Not my favorite. All right. So what we have here is the penny mini foils. And I've gotten a few of these cards in the last few months. I really love the 96 Collector's Choice set. It's something that I, feverishly would rip packs and buy all the singles that I could of the rookies I loved and the players I loved. So this is like that, but on a different level for two reasons. One, because you got foil all over. It's a mini card, but it's not too much smaller. It basically just took the white border off of it. But also these were only available in vending machines. So a kind of neat way of getting them, but it was something that I didn't have access to. There weren't any of these vending machines. So when I finally found some of these, pictures of them online and stuff, I was like, oh, I gotta have those. And they were really hard to get. They didn't show up for auction often, and they were pricier than what I could afford as a kid. So something that, as the prices seem to have come down, they're becoming a little bit more prevalent. I love grabbing them. It's like a $5 card sometimes at this point. It can fluctuate, it seems, anywhere between $5 and $20. Not something I really understand why, but because they came out of vending machines, also higher graded copies do sell better, the Jordan especially. So cool stuff there. Love the penny. All right, and the last piece of mail today. Here we go. And hold on, let me take it out of the team bag for you so you can really see it. But it is, of course, another penny. And what we have here, okay, all right, there we go. Interestingly sandwiched, cut off one card saver one between top loaders instead of putting it in its own. But anyway, so this is a Topps Finest, Topps World's Finest of pennies. So this is a really cool one to me because this is one of the Topps Finest cards that they didn't use a chromium technology. This is a foil card, and a really cool looking one. So I like the look of it, and the one that I have is one that I had since I was a kid, and it's pretty banged up. So not an expensive card, a cool looking card, but one that you can, if you find it that's on its own being sold, which is not always a guarantee because it's not an expensive card. But anyway, it's a few bucks, so not very expensive. But like I said, if I can get a new card in my collection that is in better shape than the current one, it's something that I'm not afraid to do, because if it's aesthetically not pleasing in my collection, then it's not going to make me happy when I go and look at it. So that's what we got for mail. A lot of cool stuff. But again, join me on Instagram for more of these, and sometimes I show some other things from my collection if people ask. So, a lot of really cool cards here with a lot of different reasons why I added them.